wanna hang out? Sure, what's the plan? Wanna go hiking? I'm not really good with trails. Biking. I don't have a bike. Oh, I know! How about aerial yoga? I'm not very flexible. Swimming? Sold my last swimsuit. Wanna just watch a movie, eat some chicken, and call it a day? Now that's a plan. Hello beautiful minds, welcome to my channel. I am Saiko, and today I'd like to share with you my experience and thoughts about what it's like being the fat friend. For most of my life and from time memorial, I've always been one of the fat kids. So I have a pretty good idea and years of experience of what it's like being the fat friend. And today I'd like to basically share to you guys what it's like, at least from my perspective. So without further ado, let's get into it. Number 1. Everyone is a friend unless stated otherwise. So when it comes to meeting people and gaining friends, you just immediately assume that everyone just sees you as a friend. Generally in our society, especially when it comes to teenagers, the desirable bodies are usually the thinner ones. So as a fat girl, whenever I meet people or build relationships or friendships, I just immediately assume that everyone sees me as the friend. Even for the guys who flirt with me. It's like my weight is an immediate ding-dong blocker or at least a sign that you're in friend zone territory. And for the most part, it's pretty true. In high school, I had a lot of friends due to my extroverted personality. That's not a brag, by the way, it's true. And they just remained that, friends. When it came to my guy friends, I knew they were platonic with me because they would usually ask for advice in regards to how they could get the girl they like, especially when those girls were my friends. So I'm usually like the bridge that would put them together, and for the most part I had a lot of fun doing that, so maybe I did put myself in that situation. But yeah, for the most part they were very platonic with me and I had no issues with that. When it came to my gal friends, there was no jealousy involved because no one was really pining for me that they also liked, so there was no problem in that department. The good side though is that being fat assured me that the people who liked me really liked me for my personality and whatnot, and not just for my physical looks. So all of my friendships were basically more than skin deep in that sense. But when somebody did ask me out, I would get so weirded out. Like I'd be like, what the frick? Why me? Like, why are you asking me out all of a sudden? Like, it's just not something that happens usually, but it's also a reflection of my own insecurity, so there's two sides to that. So it does shock me, and there were a few guys who asked me out, but it's quite rare, I would say. Number 2, everything has to be planned out. When going out with friends, I would really prefer it if we plan it out. Not just because of my extreme OCD, but also because of my weight and the problems I could encounter due to said weight. I have to know, where are we going? What are we doing there? What should I wear? How long is this going to take? I need to know all this because I need to measure or analyze if I could actually do these activities or if it would just cause me embarrassment or problems for me and my friends. And I do not absolutely want that to happen. Good thing my friend group wasn't really big on outdoor activities. We just usually hang out in the mall and eat, which fed my food addiction, so there's that. But aside from that, we didn't really go out a lot, so that was quite okay. Because as someone bigger, if we did something that needed a lot of activity, then I would obviously not catch up and it would be less fun for me and also less fun for them if they have to wait for me to keep up with them. An example I remember was when me and another group of friends, they weren't my main friends group, we went to my hometown and I wanted to tour them, and I had this brilliant idea of taking them to this waterfalls. Now, the waterfalls, how to go there is you have to walk 500 steps down, and then going up it's 500 steps again back up. And I didn't think about that because I was so blinded by the amazingness of this waterfalls and making sure they had a good time that I forgot we had to climb up and down. And I remember they were already a few, like, I don't know, 20 or so steps ahead of me going back up, and I was seriously super out of breath. And they were like, come on, let's go. And I'm like, girl, no! I seriously couldn't climb and breathe properly, and it was so embarrassing for me. They didn't mind, but I definitely minded, and it will definitely not happen again. Well, not in that state when I was fatter, but I could definitely do it now, maybe. Number 3, shopping and girls' night out. Ugh. When it comes to one of my favorite pastimes, shopping, I definitely don't want to do it with my thinner friends. In fact, I actually really like shopping alone. Shopping was out of the question because where my thinner friends would frequent usually didn't have my size, so we would just be wasting each other's time, and I would generally just end up being jealous that they could fit in more clothes and had more choices than I could ever have in a bigger body. Even thrift store shopping was out of the question because usually they offer, you know, for smaller bodies, and they don't usually have a lot of sizes that are bigger because, again, you're in a thrift store. So that was definitely out of the question. What I could do with them are, you know, mani-pedis, spas, chilling out, and the like. Basically activities that didn't involve my weight one way or another. Comparison can be such a On the other hand, when it came to like girls' night out, I only ever went to a club once, and that was my freshman year in college. Bruh. I know, pretty lame. Anyways, there's 2 reasons for this, and one isn't even weight related. I'm not a big club person. I don't really like going to the club or partying, so that's one reason. So it's not really my thing. It's not really my cup of tea. And the second reason is that if we went out to a club, I would definitely be the last person someone would hook up with or someone would try to talk to and flirt with. My thinner friends would have like a guy or two wanting to talk to them, and I'm just there sipping water because I don't want to go home drunk, and waiting for them to have their time and just chilling. And I don't know what it's like to be in a club. It's probably because a lot of people are hot. I just instantly feel like I'm the whale or like the elephant in the room, literally. So I'm definitely avoiding it as much as I could. Until now, even losing the weight, I'm not a club person, but I might reconsider it just because I want to know what the difference is like being fat and now being not fat going into a club. But again, not very keen on going to a club, not a party person. Woohoo! Number 4, when your thin friends want to lose weight. Another common thing I hate hearing, before at least, was when my thin friends would want to lose weight. They would be like,
I'm so fat now, okay? I want to lose some extra pounds.
And I'm like, girl, that's my freaking goal weight. You don't need to lose anything. And I would get so annoyed and so angry. And that's probably because I didn't understand that they also were struggling or had weight issues, because in my opinion, at that time when I was fat, they were thin, they didn't have issues or problems with their body. I was fat, I had the bigger issue. I obviously wasn't being a good friend. In a way, their insecurity made me feel called out, and that was also because I had my own insecurities that I was deeply hiding from them and from myself. Obviously, being in a thinner body now, I understand where their sentiments are coming from. All of us are insecure one way or another, whether we're thin, whether we're fat. We all have insecurities. It's normal. And even now, I catch myself saying the things they used to say because I'm in my maintenance body, and sometimes when I've eaten a lot or whatnot, I would definitely say,
I feel so fat and bloated. I need to lose a couple of pounds.
Like, I would catch myself saying those same things my thin friends used to say to me. So I definitely have more sympathy and empathy, but I forgive myself for thinking that way because at that time, I didn't know any better. Number 5, being told I'm not fat. Finally, the cherry on top of being the fat friend is being told you're not fat. You're just
chubby.
or
Thick.
this is actually my favorite because girl, I'm not blind. I have a mirror. I have 2 mirrors actually and many mirrors in my house. I can definitely see I'm fat. It's the title of this video. I am definitely fat. I am F-A-T, fat. Say it will be fat. Fat. I'm a fat girl, okay? Okay, I understand. I was fat. Whenever I comment, on the few times that I would comment, I'd be like,
oh, I got fat, or I'm so fat already,
and whatnot. My friends would be like,
No, you're not fat. You're just chubby.
it's like everyone's go-to answer. And I do understand, bless their heart, like maybe they didn't know what to say. And in a way, it did feed my ego, but at the same time, it enabled that bad behavior to continue what I was doing instead of trying to change it, because I'll be like, okay, they still accept me or they think I'm not fat, so maybe I am not fat or whatever. So it did feed my ego a bit, but on the other hand, I also wanted them to just tell me the truth, tell me as it is. I'm not blind, I can see it. My friends could probably see it, but they just didn't want to hurt my feelings. But sometimes I just needed that smack in the head to make me see reality sooner. Good thing I also had other friends who didn't feed my ego or who were tired of ego boosting me and were just like, okay, so let's go gymming, or do you want to do this activity with me? These people encouraged me to be more active, at least to join them. And although I didn't really say yes to their propositions at that time, I could see now how they really tried to help me in ways they could that didn't really offend me, because at that time I was quite defensive in regards to my weight and losing weight. So bless these people as well. I know who you are, you know who you are. I love y'all. Being the fat friend has its ups and downs, but for the most part, most of the issues that stemmed from being the fat friend came from my own self and my own projections. There were times that I had a hard time catching up with them, but that was my choice to continue that lifestyle despite knowing the consequences. And on the other hand, my reactions to their problems were a projection of my own insecurities. I didn't see it from their eyes because I was prejudiced to think that they didn't have any problems simply for being thin. My weight, most importantly, didn't hinder me from being the person that I am and from choosing the people who I want to be a part of my life. And now I truly have the people who I consider as real friends around me. They are few, but these are truly the people who want me to succeed, just like how much I also want them to succeed, and who have supported me through the thick and thin, literally and figuratively. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much guys for watching. I hope you guys like this video. Give this a like, subscribe, and do comment down below what it's like being the fat friend, or do you have a fat friend? And if you want to know what you should say to them or whatever, do comment them down below and let's start a conversation. Thank you so much guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Babush!